Welcome to this week's resident success story. And we are so lucky to have with us Mike BOZE.
Yeah.
Mike, when did you come on campus? How long have you been here?
Since June this year.
June of this year?
Yes.
So Mike was a part of Beta 3, and he has been one of our figures. I think if you walk down there at any time during the morning rush,
right.
in the Performance Center, you're gonna find Mike on a machine.
That's right, and he just got through telling us before we went on air that because of ZoeLife, he is in so much better shape than he was, and if he hadn't been a part of ZoeLife, he probably would not be here right now.
Right.
So why don't you, Mike, tell us a little bit about your background, how you got to Glencroft, and then we'll kind of talk through the little bit of ZoeLife.
I got to Glencroft because my daughter insisted I come here. Matter of fact, she said that this is where I should be, and she liked the athletic program, and she knew of this guy because of where he was before, over at Carolyn.
Yeah.
And so because of her, I'm here. And she also wanted me to quit flying airplanes, so I'm here for that reason.
You were a pilot for a long time, right?
Yes. When
When did you start flying?
I was 15 years old.
15.
Wow.
How old are you?
I'm 79.
It's a long
Oh,
time
my
in
goodness.
here. So what branch of military were you flying in, obviously?
Air Force.
Air Force.
Yes.
Very cool. And so out of the Air Force, tell us a little bit about your background in business. What was your...
Okay, out of the Air Force, went to work for J.I. Case Company as a pilot, matter of fact. J.I. Case was owned by Tennessee Valley Systems, and I went to work for them. They had the largest aircraft fleet in the country. So I went to work for them thinking I'd get assignment like Kern County, Land Bank, California, someplace. I ended up in Wisconsin, Racine, Wisconsin, which was very cold, and I flew for a year and decided I didn't want to do that the rest of my life. So I traveled the world, and flying equipment ended up in Holland, lived in The Hague, and I went to France. I lived in France for a couple of years.
So you've been around the world.
Yeah.
A lot. And then you ended up in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
So what brought you over to Arizona and specifically Scottsdale?
I left Caterpillar after a few years. Went to work for Matsu Mining Systems. Matsu's second. They're number 2 to Caterpillar in the world. Anyway, I was executive vice president of the company for worldwide, and our largest distributor was based in Phoenix, Road Machinery Company.
So tell me this, so you moved to Scottsdale, your daughter got you over here.
Yes.
And you are among many on the campus that battle with Parkinson's.
Yes.
Right? So when did you get diagnosed with Parkinson's?
In 2010.
2010, so 2010 and all the way till a couple years ago, you dealt with it and you did life still ongoing, and you were moving and doing your motorcycles and all your cars and all. But in the last couple of years, it's really kind of taken a hold on you.
Yes,
correct? Tell us from your experience with ZoeLife and the Performance Center how it's impacted your Parkinson's and your ability to come down and at least work on. I know it's a hard thing you're going through from a physical standpoint, a mental standpoint, but I think what we've done together is giving you a resource to at least come down and work and have an outlet to at least try to maintain certain levels of movement and speech.
If I didn't have this to come to every morning, I'd be a basket case right now. I probably couldn't talk, probably couldn't walk, probably couldn't move. And coming down here is you stretching me out, and flexibility is improved, and when I'm walking, it's improved. My stutter steps have declined somewhat, and it's been worthwhile for me.
Yeah, I think
It's wonderful.
You know, Mike's one of these cases, and we have so much Parkinson's on this campus.
We do,
and so he's almost in a beta test of his own with our Parkinson's of, okay, how can we figure out how to immerse Parkinson's into Zoe, create this movement program, create this atmosphere where you can immerse and come down and work on it. And like Mike said, our attention for him is really dove hard into the flexibility. And to him, it's like we stretch every day and we do a lot of hands-on stretching and we do some unique tools that we get some blood flow. And he gets looser. It's like, wow, I feel good. And the next day it's back to being tight again. And that's the hard part of this gig, but it's that idea of coming down and working on it every day. If you didn't have that resource or this asset that Glencroft has, it'd be hard.
Well, you're staying ahead of the decline.
Yes.
You know, you're staying ahead. And if you notice something that you feel is an issue, that's something that, you know, can be worked on down here in the Performance Center.
Right.
So.
And I think with somebody like Mike or some of our others that come down, we are really in tune with what they're going through. Instead of having Parkinson's or a chronic illness and you're isolated in your own environment and people aren't aware of some of the difficulties you have. Like, I know if he doesn't get sleep the night before, we're gonna have some issues in the Performance Center, just in terms of just moving, in terms of his shuffling when he does his cones and his turns, right? I was like, I watch him and we're stuck, and then that's part of the part of being stuck. And I said, man, did you sleep? No, I didn't sleep anything last night. And so, but he's got that team around him, right? With Dave and Arlene and our whole ZoeLife team knows what he's going through. And that's what I would implore of our residents that watch it. Like, everybody's going through something. And to be able to have a team around you instead of trying to do it on your own,
makes a big difference.
That's what this whole thing's about.
That's right.
So, thanks for coming on, buddy. And we're gonna keep grinding.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
All
right.
Mike, thank you. It was great having you.
And we are going to have another ZoeLife success story next week. It might not build up to the level of this guy's entrepreneurial prowess and his background of flying, but we're going to have somebody amazing come tell you their story as well. So until then, thank you.